Hello, welcome to Gutter Stars. This is an AD&D actual play stream, and this is something like session 23 of playing Spelljammer together. And the crew decided to go to a planet called Shipwrecker, and then decided not to actually try to deal with the goblins that they thought they're going to go and deal with. Then got attacked by harpies. But yeah, that's preempting the story. But yes, what happened last time? Does someone want to sum up what happened last time? When last we left our heroes?
I mean, normally I'm the one who ends up doing it, but I wasn't there, so
I just
No.
someone else gets pressured into doing it.
I wasn't there last time either.
Well, the last thing I remember is we were talking with goblins.
Yeah.
So how do we get from there to harpies?
Oh, hold on, let me
How
open,
do we get from there to leaving?
let me open Vel's journal here. Okay, so yeah, we went to the goblins.
We ran into some other awful monsters after the harpies, didn't we?
Yeah, they didn't give us much, so we decided to try and stage another ambush against a scouting party. But instead, we were attacked by 3 harpies. Rufus died, which was tragic for everyone, but especially me. So now I am, once I cast my spell, now I am definitely useless.
You have 2 spells a day, don't you? You're a conjurer.
Well, one is armor, so
Yeah.
So instead of staging an ambush, we decided to abandon our entire plan, and we all climbed into our ship, and we trekked over. Well, I think we got a rumor that or we knew about a structure, a point of interest that had been revealed in a lake.
Yeah,
the mirror lake. And we can see that there's a partially surfaced structure sticking out. It has a metal door that looks mighty familiar, similar to one in the tomb on Brawl. We got the door open, and there is glowing lights and like a celestial depiction of planets on the wall. And we've been pressing buttons and going into rooms, and there's purple force fields and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That does ring a bell now.
Oh, and we fought a snake.
Who was here? He's like, I don't remember anything. What happened?
Yeah, we opened a chest, a metal snake popped out, and we had to kill it.
You love those snakes, don't you, Ian?
Yeah.
Iron cobras or whatever.
It was a little worm. It was a little worm automaton.
Oh, okay, just a little one.
He loves
a little
guy.
guy.
A good pop-up snake.
Doing the worm.
And yeah, you picked up some stuff from some other kind of weird boxes that were kind of like metal apart from the space inside which the kind of thing would go. And so you have, I mean, I have it via the XP record, but I assume in case it is basically in case it is that Tom wrote it down and no one else knows, you got an unusual green metal circlet, an unusual blue metal rod with attached metal ring, a broken up worm automaton with 2 emerald eyes, and an unusual blue metal rod, which Zethra had detected as magic.
So there are 2 blue rods, 1 detects as magic.
So yeah, one is a rod with an attached metal ring thing, like think like a donut ring that is like the size of your hand or something, which is attached to one end of this metal rod.
Kind of like a scepter or something, maybe, but with a donut, a torus on the end.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other one detects as magic.
Yeah, and we tried to use the ring one on various things, and we haven't found where it goes to yet. Like where it fits into different places. Does anything fit into the ring? We haven't found any.
So there was.
Does it look like the kind of wands you use on like those games where you've got like a wire and you trace along the wire with the wand without touching it? Because if you touch it, it buzzes.
Does it look like something from the game Operation? I didn't.
Yeah.
That's no one plays Operation in Spelljammer. It's been banned by the Council of Mages. Too stressful.
Yeah.
Do we have rough weights for those things? Like I imagine Cobra's the only one that matters, but
I mean the rods are going to be £1 each or something like that. The circlet, call that, yeah, £1 probably. And I mean the gems, the emeralds are 0.1 each, and the actual worm automaton is probably only again maybe like £2.
How
You know.
how many emeralds were there?
Two emeralds.
2 emeralds are £1 each. Do you say? Those are large emeralds.
Yeah, they're the
Nice.
size of the building. No, £0.1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I remember-
disappointing.
yeah, we detected the worm automaton thing as having been magical in some way, I think.
Yeah, but probably before you smashed it to pieces.
Yeah.
One imagines.
Okay.
So yeah, that was where we left our heroes, and what there was a thing I think you forgot to either literally forgot or forgot to mention, which is that you are like inside the door shut, the metal door like slid shut.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that does feel important to mention.
Oh yeah, that
You look,
inexplicable occurrence that just
Yeah.
happened by itself. Yeah.
I was gonna mention it, but the lack of oxygen was messing with my brain.
yeah.
That's why I forgot what.
it's not a bad time to mention I'm claustrophobic.
So with this room, I think I remember, was there like a room to the right and left as well?
So it was quite small. There's like a corridor coming in down into it, like a 20-foot corridor or something coming down into the ground, sloping down from where the door was. On one side in that corridor was where there's the kind of 3 planets. Then it was then essentially, if you think about it as like fanning off into 3 10 by 10 rooms or cells or nodules, like just in one sense, it's not like they call them separate rooms. They don't have doors. They had the purple force fields, which were turned off by the planets, weren't they? The left-hand one had like it had materials in it, didn't it? The central one had these boxes, which turned out to be boxes. You were able to open them, and the right-hand one had some baffling kind of magitech, which you couldn't, as in like where the symbols didn't make any sense to you, stuff like that. So,
Right.
So I think, which planets had we touched? Does anyone remember?
I think you'd touched all of them, possibly.
Each room had a force field that we had to deactivate by hitting
Yeah.
a button.
So was there anywhere that we clearly had left to explore or fiddle with? We had done the chest and the.
It sounds like we should start looking for hidden doors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we should figure out how to open the main door before we go anywhere else, so we know how to do it.
Any chance
I like
you
that
have
plan.
a description of
Wait.
the planets in case there's some kind of puzzle here?
Yeah, I guess we can fiddle with the planet some.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'll say that you fiddle with the planets, and they seem to operate the force fields.
Oh, okay. Do they
Just
also
the
operate-
force field. Like even if we activate 2 at the same time, and so on.
Yeah,
no other
they go
effect.
up and down. Like they do seem pretty much like button.
Just to toggle one to touch one, and we don't seem to have any other effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's a special reset. You have to hold all 3 down for like 10 seconds.
And
then
then
it
take
resets.
Is there like a tiny little hole that you need to put a paperclip in?
Yeah. What to reset it now? Actually, what happens is if your lockpicking skill reaches a certain level, you can go to the next level of locks, and then you go into the mini game where you have to spin the barrels one by one.
I much prefer 2nd edition lockpicking to 3rd edition lockpicking.
We need like Roll20 to have an add-on for like the Oblivion lockpicking mini game.
Yeah.
Force players
Well-
to do it partway through.
Yeah, I'm spending some time on Foundry this week, so if we switch over to Foundry, we'll see if there is some plugin that has some completely pointless, needless thing like that.
The Oblivion like dialogue persuasion mini game that I never ever
the
understood.
one, the like
Oh, the
horrible
Oblivion-
one with the four quadrants.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like make a joke, sarcastic retort,
yeah.
compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Um,
yeah. Actively bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great. What are you going to do? Yes, you've had a look at the buttons.
Shall we
So
go and
is there a
look?
mechanism on
door?
the inside of the door at all? Like, is
Yeah.
the door just completely smooth? There's no feature on the inside?
There is an indent that is about 1.5 inches, like a circular indent. Human chest height, I guess. Like I'm thinking the ceiling, the ceilings are like they're still like 10 or maybe 12 feet. Then so the door is nearly that tall, not quite, but there is a circular indent, human chest side in the center, and yeah. The way you got in, remember, I think you'd grounded yourself to prevent any electric shock, and then I think you'd possibly just leave it at, hadn't you, by strength.
A shallow
Yeah.
indent or a deep indent?
Quite a shallow. I mean, it's 1 inch and a bit wide, circular, and maybe 1/2 inch or something deep. It's not, it's not like 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
Or
So,
something.
strictly speaking, is it like a very, very short cylinder, or is it more of a hemisphere?
Yeah, it's not rounded, so I guess it's a cylindrical indent.
The scepters, maybe? Can one of the
Can we shove
rods?
one of the rods in?
Like the
Yeah.
Taurus, perhaps.
Either or. Just try them all.
Whichever one fits.
Or the circlet, maybe, if it's only a small one. I mean, those would all feel like quite strange keys.
We're playing D&D.
Yeah.
But yeah, this does seem like some kind of Resident Evil puzzle or something.
Can we unscrew one of the rods to find a key inside?
Does this door only fold from the other side?
I'm now dreading the day Owen actually includes that. as a
Behind one of the
mechanic.
doors,
I know I
behind the
will miss it.
door is either a goat, or a car.
I will pick the first door.
Yeah, you find that like the rod's hollow and there's like a tiny note with a riddle in it or something, and then you've got to like put the slots in
Yeah.
the door.
It's actually a riddle stolen from a Batman the Animated Series episode. But no, yes, yeah. What do you want to do? There's looking at the rods in the circle. None of them seem to obviously open. Like just looking for kind of a bit of a screw at the bottom or something. Maybe like a secret scroll tube or something. No, the metal rods, like the one with the Taurus attached at the end, and the other one seem pretty like solid in terms of their weight and stuff. They're not heavy, but they are fairly solid.
How big are the planets in comparison to this little circular indentation?
Much larger. They're like palm sized or a bit smaller, whereas this is 1.5 inches.
So I have an idea. Wilsp has like a lodestone, like some kind of magnet. Literally has this. So I'd like to see if like touching it to the door and listening carefully if I can hear anything moving inside the door.
Yeah.
Just so I can get an idea of if the
I
key
could
is going to
just
be
make
something
something really screwed
magnetic.
up now. The way you put that, just like yes, you can hear things.
But do I hear like mechanical movements inside the door? Does it seem like the key to this door should be something magnetic? Or is
you don't hear anything moving. So yeah, what you mean is you're drawing the lodestone kind of around or something. You're just trying to kind of see if something
like as if I were trying to pick it with the magnet, but obviously I don't expect that to work.
So two things. One, yes, there is some magnetism to the material. It's not incredibly magnetic, but it's somewhat magnetic. It's not like a metal you'll instantly recognize. It's the same as Vil has recognized to confirm that it is the same kind of metal as you saw in the catacomb underneath Brawl, underneath the theatre.
This feels like something I should note.
So if you think about it, the poles of a planet have a magnetic force, right? Don't they? So surely this is totally the solution to the problem. It's just
Yeah, it's about
use
poles.
units as magnets.
If we had a Polish person with us, they could solve this problem. That's probably. But yeah, so Wilsp, yeah, you don't hear any mechanical noises as you kind of draw.
Okay. So
over.
it's probably a magical key rather than a mechanical one.
But if the door's magnetic anyway, then would you be getting any magnetism of internal components anyway?
Well, yeah. Like, imagine you have a lock that is made of metal, and inside that lock there are pins made of metal. If you touch a magnet to it, you might hear those pins moving, because the pins are smaller and will move more with the same magnetism.
But the door in this instance is also made of metal, though.
Yes, but magnetic doesn't... Magnetic is one of those stupid words, like inflammable. Something is magnetic if it has a magnetic field, or if it is attracted to a magnetic field. But a magnet is magnetic, and a piece of iron is magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of this, yes.
So you can have...
Great, we've got a chemist and an engineer arguing on the chat. Come on.
Let's just move on.
What way did the door
I don't understand your
when
logic.
you first came in here, how did the door open?
Up.
Up, so we have to pull it up. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, then.
we could try, I guess, but has anyone got a crowbar?
We have a pry bar, don't we? Don't we famously have a pry bar? Or is that a different game?
The Major has one.
Shut.
Back
We
on
don't
well.
Did we say that
actually, doesn't... No, Wilsp has a toolkit, doesn't I? I'm pretty
I
sure.
was going to say,
Wilsp has a
sorry,
toolkit.
when I say you entered, you didn't put it up, did you? Sorry, I don't know why I said that. You tapped something, didn't you, on the outside? And it opened.
Like
Okay.
a button.
Well, what direct did it open upward for us?
It opened upward when you did that, yeah. This
Okay.
was after you'd grounded yourself, you'd essentially kind of, I think when you literally kind of, metal to it is the whole idea of like Faraday caging yourself or something. I think that's how it worked. Someone came up with the idea of.
Yeah, I've got hammer and pitons with Morthilla. We could try just hammering those in to try and create a gap if it is loose enough for that to be possible. Yeah, I don't actually have credit though.
When the door closed, did it close like heavy like a portcullis or smooth like a space?
Fairly smoothly. Fairly
Yeah.
smoothly.
So I guess it's impossible to say how heavy it is. Did we see how like thick the door was?
I mean, probably a couple of inches. Not enormous, but
Not.
like just like a door in a house, but made of some sort of strange metal.
Perhaps not impossible to open, but it'll probably be pretty heavy. I guess we could give it a go, but I think we might as well try this and then start looking for other options, hidden doors and whatever.
Yeah, I'll just try see if it's possible at all to hammer an iron spike or two in, like in the gap at the bottom, just in case it is actually. In any way,
it is flush to the ground here, like as in it's metal to metal flush. It's something I suppose you don't know with how much effort you can potentially like damage the metal, but the metal doesn't easily score or anything.
Yeah, and at some point the iron would probably be weaker than the actual door itself if the door's like steel, and a sword would probably break if I tried to use that.
Wilsp does have a toolkit and is willing to sacrifice like a chisel or something to test, how tough this material is.
Yeah.
So we could try, just try hammering at a chisel on this metal, see if you can
makes sense. I was going to say Morthilla has a with Morthilla's hammer, everything looks like a nail, including Wilsp.
Wait.
No, she represents the goddess of love. She's a good guy. No, I think you kind of can jam it in. It's obvious the material isn't sort of diamond, but certainly the kind of probably the hardened iron, kind of like maybe even slightly carbonized iron. But yeah, will break or rather at least kind of bend or twist on the edges before the steel or whatever it is. There's slightly blue metal.
Does it leave any mark in this blue metal, or is it completely unharmed?
Kind of, yes, maybe a tiny bit of surface scoring.
Okay.
Not significant amounts. Sometimes when you chip something, I'm thinking stone actually more than metals, and then you brush off the bit that you've done. You can barely see the thing that you've done. Like it's mostly just there's maybe a bit of powder impact, but then it's basically back to normal. It's something like that.
Yeah. I think the closed door is a message to us to go further into the dungeon, guys.
Yeah.
Surely
Unfortunately, we don't know.
Deeper and somewhere more dangerous, we'll find a way out.
Perhaps the only way out is through.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't the issue of that we don't know where further into the dungeon is?
Well, seeing as there aren't any wandering monsters and we have a half-gallon of ale, I think we should just go check all the walls for secret doors.
Yeah. And then I guess worst case scenario, we don't find anything. We rest until tomorrow, and then us wizards can prepare detect magic.
Just like
Did we actually? Oh, sorry.
Go for it, Andrew. Yeah.
Oh, did we? I know we discussed trying to shove the rods and stuff in the circular indentation. Did we actually try that?
I think Owen said
No,
they wouldn't fit.
Okay, right.
No, the question was about the planets. You asked about the planets. What types of the planets?
I thought we definitely mentioned wanting to try, like, at least
You did, but you didn't actually. So the DM's job obviously is not to decide it happens in case it explodes, like what happened.
Right.
Oh no, we didn't say we'd do that. The entire party is dead. Sorry, Alex.
We officially declare that we shall be using the rods from the door in hopes that we survive and not have something explode in our faces.
Yeah, it'd be a great way to signal the trap is if I just say, oh, look, just to be clear, if there is an exploding trap here, you have to choose to activate it.
You have to sign this consent waiver.
Yeah, did you hear about Disney trying to get a suit sent to arbitration because someone signed yes on a Disney Plus trial in 2017? So when his wife died at Disneyland, he'd waited. I mean, I think possibly our next scenario should be going to war against Space Disney just to avenge that.
Did you hear about that Star Wars hotel where it costs like £6,000 to stay there for a couple of days, and there's a TV with Disney Plus on it, and you still have to sign into your Disney Plus account in order to watch the shows?
Didn't that Star Wars hotel basic? I think it functionally went bust, didn't it? I think they shut it.
Yeah, I know they shut it.
Didn't reduce back to £6,000 per minute or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's trying to be some kind of like LARP thing. Apparently, it sort of had a lot of issues.
I would just use that as a way to gather people who shouldn't be allowed to mix with other people. That's what I'd do with that.
What, like average American families who are
LARPers.
American families.
Well, the most important thing is
like draw in the rich people and
tabletop role players versus live action role players. It is the final war.
Oh, and I didn't know you believed in miscegenation.
Anyway, moving on. That's when the channel got demonetized due to the introduction of racial politics.
LARP is just D&D with extra steps, literally.
Yeah. Like LARP is just D&D, but you can't get too overweight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's been proven in reality, Alex.
People just like
LARPing is just D&D, but you're expected to get dressed first.
I'm laughing at some kind of evil god that has to be carried on a palanquin, like Jabba the Hutt.
Alex LARPs is a human. So yeah, the rods are the same diameter as the hole, roughly. Because they're both pretty similar. The one with the torus, you put into the hole, and it then slides up.
Well, that's a little embarrassing.
What an odd key.
7 hours later.
Yeah.
Should we check for hidden doors before we go anyway?
Yeah.
And this is why I always ask the question that seems like it was an obvious one.
Yeah, like I thought we tried that. But...
Just get good
well
at
done,
it.
Andrew.
No door can hide from me.
Yeah.
Also, if these two rods are kind of in any way similar, we could always consider that the other one does something to do with doors, like maybe just like prod the walls with both the rods
Well,
as we're checking the doors or something.
Wasn't there that door on Cholt that we couldn't open? That was made of the same
No, there
kind of
was-
metal. Oh, sorry,
Not
not
on
Cholt.
Brawl.
Fucking Rocker Bro. Wait, you know what I mean? All these games blend together. I've been playing with you longer than I can remember. You can't expect me to distinguish your games.
Yeah.
They're all the
I
same.
think he's saying you're not memorable enough for him.
Yeah. Didn't you remember when you played with in a Hyperborean ruin? You played with a foosball table.
Yes, I do. I was literally
Anyway.
thinking about earlier.
Every day, it's like his Tony Stark on the wall kind of moment. It's like every day I think of you. I see you everywhere.
I still remember Cabbage Country.
Yep, Cabbage Country. Yep, good.
I remember when I was a frog.
Yeah, you
Not
got
like a
10 into a
grung,
frog.
just a frog.
A frog, yeah. Well, you didn't get 10 into a frog. It's because your character was dead because it got eaten by a purple worm.
Yeah.
That's just what everyone in Sheffield is born as, actually.
What, a frog or a purple worm?
Yeah, as a grung in the swamps of Sheffield. So yeah, you can tap the walls with the two rods, separate from any checks, because obviously Vil was talking about checking stuff as a belf, as a health. But no, the rods don't seem to activate anything on the walls.
I'm wondering now if. No, wait, yeah, Alex, that's literally just the thing Alex said, actually, isn't it? We should try this on the Locker Ball when we get back. Never mind.
The whole thing that brought up that whole mockery of me.
Yeah. Was there mockery of you?
I don't know. I mean, it was a little mockery. By anyone else's standards, it would be a mockery, but
Yeah. Yep. Left-hand chamber. No secret doors
Okay.
or concealed doors.
I don't think it was me last session who cast this detect magic, but is that right? So I know
Zeta did, yes.
Oh yeah, it was me. Okay.
That's who I have. None in the center. Which means which means Zeta has spent that spell for the day because you haven't rested.
Yeah. Although if we did rest in here for 4 hours, would we be able to get it back? I don't know. Is it the similar rules to the first edition with spell memorizing?
What that you need? I mean, it'd be part of your camping. But yeah, it's the same. Is it turns per spell level or something required that aren't sleeping?
The original rule is a bit complicated because it's like a certain amount of hours rest depending on the spell level, and then a certain amount of hours to memorize, which is usually a much smaller time depending on the spell level.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, I mean, the way we run it, obviously, practically, it's something I think I realized actually over in the Dagford game with that giant lizards encounter. I probably should have double checked, like, I should have thought about what time it was because it would have mattered for potential memorization issues. Because obviously, if you get interrupted memorizing, you don't get the spells.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it at the time. But no, basically, I assume everyone sleeps 8 because you can have a 10-hour adventuring day beyond which you risk exhaustion. Yeah. And then you have 14 hours of which 8 need to be slept in. So you have 6 hours, generally speaking, to do stuff. This does mean that when you're a high-level wizard, you start needing to adventure less in a day because you need more time to memorize if you've blown all your spells, etc. But yeah, I kind of just assume that if in that 6 hours your wizard is just sitting down doing nothing else, that's fine. That seems to be the best way to deal with it, given that apart from in the Hungry Earth game, there's no one high level enough. I think even 9th level characters, I think I worked this out, aren't pressing beyond 6 hours. They're not screwing themselves over that way. So yeah.
I mean, it's more that like in particular situations, like there might be a time that calls for like camping all day just so you can memorize a certain spell to like do something, even if there's a risk of wandering monsters or.
Well, or you don't know. Yeah, you've blown all your spells. You're reasonably high level, and for whatever reason, you might need to travel somewhat. But like whatever it is, you just spend more time memorizing. Absolutely, especially if you're trying to learn spells and stuff. Like if you're,
I guess there's also the option of like you don't have to memorize all your spells in one day, right? Like you could,
No,
if
no.
you only have time to do half of them, then.
Well, yeah,
obviously
no, I
you
think that's
do half of
practically what you're going to do sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're at the position where you have enough spells where you're going to press a 6-hour limit, so you're kind of reasonably high single digit or more, then yeah, you just take multiple days. But yeah, it will mean sometimes that one reason why a very high level wizard will sometimes, may adventure less is because of needing to prepare scrolls, memorize their spells, which takes like a full day or something. Make potions, things like that, before they go somewhere. Like they need more downtime that isn't training because of that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
shall we
yeah.
go back maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, Alex, do you want to roll a D12 encounter check?
Sure.
Because the door is open to the outside world, your wilderness. You have
11.
access to the world, and the world has access to you. Those harpies see you again. 11 of them.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think I did realize that did I say this last time? I think I might have said it at the end of the session. I was probably over generous on their attacks and under generous. Sorry, to you on their attacks, but under generous on their song. I think I worked out because you just have to interrupt the song to mess something up. You don't actually have to kill them or anything. As in, like you could. It is a good cause for the spell silence, though. Silence is an underrated spell, but yeah, in any situation, spellcasters, harpies, things like that, quite a lot of stuff you can screw around with silence.
Yeah, we already used silence earlier actually when someone was in the tavern playing Wonderwall.
Yeah. No, we had a scroll of silence, man. We were just now's the time.
Anyway, like press onwards, try and still go fight some goblin scouts, or go back and recuperate a bit.
I was going to say you'd recuperated enough for Zithra to be up and running. I think was part of what had happened with the timing, and I think possibly someone else. I'm trying to remember who it was. Was it Sam? I mean, not Tom isn't here yet, but I think someone else had to recover anyway from wounds.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone want to go back, or do we want to keep going?
I'm happy to keep going now that we have the option of going back.
Is anyone injured?
Look, if we have the party gold to find a new dog back in Shipwrecker, then I would be, I'd be happy to train a new guard dog to bring with us.
We do have gold. We also have debt. I guess the question
done.
Probably that's done. Do you say?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, we have gold. We also have debt. We're technically in the red, but we have gold. I guess we have these emeralds. We don't know how much those are worth. But I think the bigger issue will probably be: is there a dog available for sale?
We actually don't worry. The debt doesn't count until we get back to Brawl. Until then, you might as well just forget about it. It doesn't even count.
we get back to Brawl and find that the mage has been arrested and is in a debtor's prison.
Yeah.
He's in some awful Victorian workhouse, like drinking like sawdust mixed with water just to keep his belly full.
Yeah. So I mean, yes. It is up to you.
Goblins, then?
Say again?
Were we just generally scouting for goblins then, in this kind of like doing a big circle around the camp's vicinity?
Yeah, our plan was to counter ambush either like a scouting party or a goblin raiding party, but we didn't even get to the point where we were like looking for any before we got ambushed. So,
well, I feel like I remember we discussed some kind of plan involved firebombing the goblin place, and then obviously there's issues with that plan. So perhaps it might be worth
we got rid of that plan. It cost too much, and it would be too ineffective. Like it wouldn't actually hurt them that much, and then the amount it would cost us to actually be effective at doing it was.
Well, we don't necessarily need to use like Greek fire. We can just make Molotov cocktails.
Yeah.
And I was thinking
we could just go right back.
We could talk with the elves, see if they know if it's going to rain anytime soon. So if we can find a day where it's going to rain in the afternoon, say, we start the fire in the morning. And
Are you saying we actually have a use for the druid spell predict weather?
yeah. I'm sure we had this exact conversation
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I think the
two
issue we
sessions
have
ago. But
with any of these assaults on the goblin thing is like, what is the end goal? If the end goal is this will completely wipe out the goblins, then we have to worry about the prisoners who are inside their base.
Yeah.
If the end goal is that we don't think throwing a couple fire bombs at them is actually going to destroy them entirely, then what do we gain from doing that? We spend a bunch of resources. We can't even collect the goblin dead we do kill to collect our bounty on them, and we are just
that is a good point. But
Yeah.
the thing is, we're level 1, and we're not going to get XP if we keep dithering around.
That's why my suggestion was to keep doing these hit and run tactics, like attack our scouting parties, wait for them to go out of their base instead of assaulting their base until we can get XP for level 2.
I agree. You got to like thin down the herd before rushing in. It's like in any kind of like group versus another group game.
Yeah.
Because if we like burnt down the buildings and then they just like, hid on the ground and then came out, then like we'd still. I mean, it'd be useful, but like we'd still have to assault them as one big group if we're gonna kind of like fully make use of that, I suppose.
I guess there might be some value to damaging their infrastructure and effects on morale, and we know that the hobgoblins are living on the surface, so they'll be pissed off if we burn their house down, even if they don't die.
Yeah,
I'm sure all these things will have some effect, but I guess the question is it worth it? And yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not.
And I suppose if they moved out rather than like staying sort of holed up in there, I guess it'd be easy to keep track of them, but like you don't really want them to be sticking as a group. I guess we want to kind of like do what he said, which is like pick them off a little first, and then at some point, maybe afterwards, later on when we've thinned them down, we could strike at their base, and then
I guess what if we use the same tactic, but we are purely aiming for the hobgoblins, like trying to cut off the head. So we have a few firebombs to get them to run outside, and then everybody else, and every competent archer we have ready to fire. Like, obviously, then there's the risk of needing to fly low enough that we can shoot at them. But also we have a ballista, and I'm sure one lucky hit from a ballista will splatter a hobgoblin.
I definitely think that's a good idea, but I think we should go for like scouting parties first.
Yeah.
Just because I imagine if we get the hobgoblins and then run away, I imagine the goblins will still probably come to a new leader. Especially if there's even just one hobgoblin left.
The goblin is the leader already. We talked to the leader. The hobgoblins are like the representatives of the Scrow. So the goblin tribe itself has a leader.
How did the conversation with the goblin go? Like I remember there was a bit before.
It basically didn't go anywhere. We tried to get any sort of information out of them. We tried to negotiate something, and they just wouldn't really engage with us.
Why don't we like try and frame the hobgoblins as having like killed?
Oh yeah,
or something.
I know. I think I was trying to instill class consciousness in the goblins and trying to get them to rise up against the Scrow
dropping
overlords.
details into the camp.
Yeah.
The problem is that the hobgoblin house is like close to the goblin camp. Anything we try and do would require us to like sneak into the camp to like plant evidence, which is just, I think, beyond us. Like we can't actually get too close to their base here at this point.
Yeah, they're going to be having watches and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, we could always just kind of try and like observe it from just like within the darkness of the woods at some point, just to see how many sentries they have. But yeah, I do agree generally, like especially with probably the need to move silently, and whatever our sneaking skills will be quite low.
I beg your pardon.
Deeply offended, Wilsp.
What is your move silently chance? Tell me.
55.
That's actually not bad, yeah, because it's 2 easy, yeah. you can kind of min-max it, like I often do as well.
Well, I'm not wearing armor, which helps.
Yeah.
And yeah, I put
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
20 points. I put 20
I don't
points
mind.
into
I don't mind
lock,
if you
lock straps and move silent. So
My skills are min-maxed in the opposite direction, so yeah. Move
Another-
silence not happening.
Another question also is like, can your character see in the dark?
yes,
Okay, that's good.
I'm a gnome.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think hit and runs. Do we want to try and do this side job with the house, the shop theft for the wizard?
Was it that like someone stole from his shop? and then-
Yeah, there was a ring. What did I write down? I don't think I did. But what I remember is that there was this guy, this wizard, I think, had a ring or something stolen from his shop, and he's blaming the general store in town and wants us to steal it back.
It's the guild representative. Yeah.
Which
the-
guild? Like Wizard Guild or?
Yeah, I
hold
think it's
back.
the Mages Guild of Brawl representative, I think, wasn't it? Who had said
So the claim is
they'd
the
taken the
anything
thing of
shop-
him and he wanted it.
Yeah, the anything shop owner stole a magic item. I'm not sure if it was ever specified what it was from Gripe, the Mages Guild representative. So it's like very up a thieves' alley. I'm not sure if the whole party can like just barge into the shop and take it back. We would need to somehow suss out where it is, and
Or
whether we care, whether we have to decide whether we care if this is even true or not, because the Gripe could just be claiming this. And we have no proof that he actually was stolen.
What was he offering? What kind of pay was he offering? Wasn't it something good? I'm sure I wrote something down.
I don't have the reward written down for that.
Well, I think he'd offered training as one option for the mages.
That's
That's always useful.
I think that's our proof. He's offering good pay, therefore he's proved that he's right.
Yes.
can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps we might as well attack a few more goblins, and then next time we're back in town, do that.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we got the Star Sail with us, but it's still about a day's travel back, right?
Shall we do a circle around the goblin camp at 4/10 of a day's walk distance from it?
4/10 of a day's dish. What?
Yeah.
12 miles.
Yeah, whatever it
12
is. Yeah.
miles?
Was
No,
it-
30 miles isn't.
If we're estimating right, imagine
28.
if they're scouting for the day, they might just go in one direction and then come back in time for it being like 12 hours or so.
10
So if we
miles?
just err on like a little bit less than that, then we're more likely to spot them.
Sure.
Trust me, I've caught so many goblin scouting parties in my time.
And Zitha is like, at high school back on Spiral. They used to call me the Goblin Hunting Party Catching King.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
you used
Well, I don't have a better suggestion, so.
to like sneak around and catch kids that were like meant to be, in class, but they were skiving.
You were a bit of a child catcher.
Well, not in that kind of way.
Yeah, not like in a chitty chitty bang bang way. Is that bed knobs and broomsticks? That's chitty, isn't it?
He says, I
Oh,
like
Chitty bang bang.
I don't like minors.
Yeah. So yes. I mean, currently you're at Mirror Lake. You've got the boat. Jackson is on the boat with the chatters at present. So, yeah. What are you doing?
So we want to do that then, guys? Circle around the camp at a certain distance, or
yeah.
go
I
back?
mean, it'll be.
What are
If
you?
it's-
Are you going back to get Bruno, or are you doing anything else? Is it
Where
between
have we
both?
left Bruno?
Well, Bruno's back at writers. Remember, you're like, oh, we're just going to go and look at something in a lake. He was like, no, I'm not coming.
What are we paying him for?
You're not paying him.
Are we not?
Why
No.
no.
Okay.
Taking a share.
That's basically
Oh,
the same. I guess I won't complain since we actually got treasure here.
Yeah.
He can't take a share
And
of
he's
that.
not getting a share.
Yeah.
We'll have to rub it in his face.
All the treasure is that kind of treasure where it looks pretty good, but the deer is kind of prank treasure that weighs loads and you carry around and is worthless. That's the kind of treasure you've got. Sorry.
A bag
But
of 1,000 copper pieces, guys.
We think it only weighs 4 pounds, but it's actually half a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not even copper pieces. They're brass pieces. You thought they were copper pieces. They're actually brass pieces, and they each weigh a pound each.
They're actually those little chocolate coins that you get from the supermarket.
Yeah. Your XP value, assuming you're keeping the magical detecting rod, as in the rod that detects is magical, would be 1,650 between 6 of you now. I guess 7 of you because of Jackson. As in Jackson takes a share. Goonie flies you everywhere. So yeah. Which I would say one thing is it does mean Wilsp can, I believe, level on his thief side. I think he actually already could. I think he
Bit
already
more
could.
than 200. Yeah.
I have you down as 1,098.33 XP before prime requisite, which would actually put you over 1,200. So certainly another 200 would take you to the right. Yep.
That's more than I had written down, so I'll take your word.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not checked recently, so.
Yeah.
Uh,
Vil will not be levelable. Zithra will not be, partly because of being dual class, multi-class, sorry. And Xchonez will not be. I think actually this is Jones's first big XP payday, actually, because of having been around or not around at particular times. But yeah,
Much.
I need to double check all that. But yeah, I think Vil will be levelable on his thief side. So, well, what's the plan?
Yeah, I guess we're going to kind of fly low enough that we can keep an eye out for goblins. Fly over go pick up Bruno, and then fly over the forest, cruising for a bruising.
Cruising for goblins.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to fly north in that case.
Where did we leave Bruno?
Well, he's in Writers. He's in the town.
Oh, he's all the way back in town. Do we want to? If we're going back to town, should we just do the thief job since we're there? Or do we want to just go kill some goblins and have an easy sesh?
I vote kill goblins because.
Well, that's cocky. Killing goblins is easy.
Yeah.
Just you wait. Yeah, I mean, does anybody have an extra? We might not. An extra crossbow? If not, then.
Well, if we're going back to town.
Yeah. Because without a dog, I need something more than darts to be effective after my spell's gone.
Well, we can go to town. We can. Actually, why do you want a crossbow rather than darts? Aren't darts really good?
You can't use a crossbow if you want.
They're only good up to like a very close distance.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have crossbow? Like proficiency?
I don't think so. No. But if I'm beyond dart range,
yeah, even a bad shot with a crossbow is better than nothing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything at range. I don't get to use regular ranged weapons, so that's the thing.
That's because your body
My
is a weapon.
cleric isn't going to be good.
Yeah, my body ain't right.
I'm gonna be
What's that,
horrified
Peter?
the day you install a crossbow or something into your arm.
Yeah.
And I would probably start with a blowpipe. I don't know if crossbow isn't.
Crossbow mantis.
I think crossbow mechanical arms very berserk.
I would want you to somehow attach the blowgun directly to your lungs so you can like shoot it without even having to blow into it. It just like goes through your arm.
I'm just thinking
just like Alien. I open my mouth enough and just a blowpipe just slides out.
Do any of you know of the game Scorn?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it.
It's just like
know.
complete like
Bit
Geiger horror, yeah, but as a bit of a shooter.
Mm.
It's like the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of almost tempted by it, but I kind of saw like a lot of the reviews said that it wasn't necessarily. A lot of them were kind of disappointed, but I mean, that's
Maybe a little bit more style than substance.
Yeah, I think that was generally the kind of criticism was like, yeah.
But so much stuff. Like.
I mean, true, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think in terms of like game, they're still like, I don't know. There's some that are hard to compete with, some that are easy to compete with.
Cool. So yes, you're going back to writers anyway. Andrew,
Yeah.
do you want to roll a D12 encounter?
Yes.
Flying along the river.
11 again.
Flying.
Yep. No
Flying
encounter.
River.
Yeah, you can land. You can land Outriders as normal and get off.
Yep. So I guess a quick bit of shopping, see if we can find a dog and a crossbow, and I guess if anyone else wants anything else. Should we buy a crossbow? Not a crossbow, a crowbar as well, just so we have one.
Yeah, you always need to buy a crossbow. Sorry, a crowbar. It is nearly the number one most important thing that you constantly forget. I think it's also only like 5 copper or something. We established this at some point fairly recently.
Really?
But it's like it doesn't even cost much money, but you literally never buy it in any games we play, and then you're stuck somewhere and you're like, ooh, maybe we should buy a crowbar.
You come up with all your smart plans, like I've got this hammer and these pythons and rope and blah 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 blah, and then there's a door you can't open and you've not got a crowbar.
I know
It's
It's not written on the standard equipment list of the thing, so you didn't think of it.
Yeah, I think it was on something else, wasn't it? But I think it is. Then again, it also applies like hammers and axes, where it's like, oh, can we bash the door down, or like, can we do something? It's like, do you have any tools that can do that? And this happened when you're in Silver Swamp, if you remember. And you're like, I think it's that you're like, what will happen is that I will use psionics to like make it weak, and then we'll just punch it. I think was what you eventually settled on, due to the fact you didn't have any axes or hammers in the entire group.
I mean, that's a lot more cool, to be honest. To like,
Yeah.
According
Great.
to Complete Thieves, a crowbar is 6 silver.
That was it. Yeah, so it's not much.
Yeah, I know there's like a magazine article about like more detailed thieves as well sometime before, but I don't know what issue of Dragon it was.
Apparently,
Yeah, great. What
a
go for, Alex?
thief with proficiency in a crowbar does more damage than anyone else with a crowbar. Anyone else just use it as a club. But a thief can do D6 plus 1 versus a small medium creature to crowbar. My next character is going to be Morgan Freeman. Not Morgan Freeman?
What?
That's the wrong one.
I think you meant Gordon Freeman.
Yeah. I realised that was wrong, and I was trying to figure out where I went wrong.
Yeah, no. Upcoming film with upcoming game with Morgan Freeman.
It's gonna be Morgan Freeman, but he's a
Half-Life 3.
scientist with a crossbow, with a crowbar. Fucking hell, what's going on in my head?
That's actually what's gone wrong with Half-Life 3. It's not that they just prefer making Steam, like selling stuff via Steam. It's that they keep trying to cast Morgan Freeman as Gordon Freeman, and they're going to because they want to have a voiced character for Half-Life 3, and Morgan's schedule is
Gordon
really busy.
Freeman, like, he doesn't talk, does he?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying. They want a voice character.
He
They want a
does
voice
now.
character for Half-Life 3.
Personally, I'm more of a wrench guy than the crowbar guy. But
Yeah.
You know the protagonist of System Shock 2, he only has one voice line through the whole thing, which is him saying "nah" at the end to the villain.
Good.
It's only when you say context. Yeah.
So Owen, is there a nice purebred dog breeder in Riders?
There's no pure bed.
There is. They only have pugs.
Roll a d6, get a 6, and there'll be one in stock.
You need like a proper like medieval greyhound kind of dog. Yeah, I expect like a special purebred dog to go quite pricey if we even do find one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's in terms of like animals. Obviously, they don't pasture animals here. They fish, so you can buy fish, but they're not very useful in combat. I'm afraid, unless you're underwater.
Can I buy a swordfish?
Yeah,
and
then
use it as a melee weapon.
as a javelin.
Yeah.
No, not narwhal as a javelin.
Can I buy a pike and use it as a pike?
Yeah, I bought a pike. But yeah, yeah. In terms of animals, there are small animals. There's some sheep. You can buy sheep, and there's fish. There are a few dogs around town, like guard dog types, but yeah, no war dogs or like kind of large trained dogs for sale. You could roll for war elephants, see if there's any war elephants in stock.
In some random backwater village.
Somehow we didn't notice this elephant.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was someone's house. Why is it moving?
I'm wondering now if you get a combat trained sheep, like a ram or something.
What would it do? Oh yeah.
What could you do with a sheep? Didn't you once buy a pig and set it on fire and drop it into a dungeon to damage the crystallus?
Tactic.
And then the crystallus, because of how it reacted, then partially exploded. Yeah, I remember.
Don't let it be a war elephant.
Yeah. If you want to roll 100 on D100, you can have a war elephant for 500 gold.
Do it. Wait, no, we can't afford that. We really couldn't afford that.
You find there's one. You then pretend to offer the money and then giggle and run away and get like executed by the guildmaster.
Chased down by an elephant's tusks.
Nope, there are no war elephants on right.
Oh, what a surprise!
Wow.
Great. Yes. In terms of I don't think you've got any. I don't know what party gold you have, I should say. But in terms of,
I have.
It's okay. I've already thought of a solution. I've already thought of a solution for myself. Without the dog, I'll just roll for Bruno after I cast my spell.
Yeah.
It'll be as if I'm contributing.
I'll become Bruno.
My record says we have about 1,100 gold in party gold, but then like 2,200 gold in debt. So
you've got 1,250 in terms of your new stash, but you assuming you cash it in, of which I say that 1,200 and stuff plus you've got the Taurus rod, which acts as a key, and you've got the magical kind of rod.
Does anyone have an identify spell, just to clarify?
No.
Alex, in terms of stash, if you record what people want to buy, I think B just put some stuff in the chat. You need corals as well, BJ, I guess.
Yeah.
Which chatter speed? Put this in.
Roll 20, I think is what you put up.
Shall we see if I've got time to memorize a new spell while they're sort of messing around looking for elephants? Or is it very short stop?
I mean, if you're here for a day, I guess you can sleep on the boat, but or something like that, or you can sleep in more comfortably in an inn. But yeah, if you're staying for the rest of the day and overnight, then you can probably do something.
What are you going to do? Get back?
Afternoon. Jamie, do you want to roll a D6 for walking around writers?
what Gygaxian sixth of the day?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the afternoon one, is it?
That's one thing I like actually about the system, like rolling per like time of day rather than per X in a way, because like you can add stuff in terms of like probabilities for day and night stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, the DMG encounter probabilities, which both for like area and for terrain by time of day, are really good. Do you want to roll a D6, Jamie, on the note of walking around town?
Which channel should I roll in?
Roll 20.
Oh yeah, okay.
He goes and rolls in his private channel. Like, I rolled a 18. Yeah.
2.
No, great. Okay, so yeah, what were you wanting to shop for? I think light crossbows, 35. You'll need some quarrels, or Vil will need some quarrels, and then what were you wanting, Zethra? Or more Zethra and or Morthilla?
Possibly to go to that wizard chap and ask him if he can identify my rod.
He will definitely charge you for that. But it's probably worth paying.
Yeah, do we want to? So yeah, party funds. Do we want to spend on identifying this item if the wizard will do it? Should we just say we'll go to the group just so we can like?
If he'll do it for less than 100 gold, then sure. Yeah. But it's possible if we do his quest, he might do it for cheaper.
That's true. Good
point. I mean, we might as well ask how much he'll do it for. It's possible he'll just say no, but I'll do it.
Up to 100%, then we'll then we'll buy his wares, Morrowind style.
What can you say? I'm just checking the spell access. What spells he has? It's somewhere down here.
Okay, so if it's afternoon, do we want to say we're spending the night here then, or are we gonna do a quick stop by and then go out for the evening hunting goblins?
I think we might as well rest overnight whilst we're in a comfortable place, a safe place as well, and then go back out. Maybe go out early in the morning.
All right.
Yeah, basically go out as early as Jackson. Given our
Gripe does actually specialize in identify spells and repairing malfunctioning magical items. So, he'll cast a spell for you for 100 gold. Though obviously, he will not be much good the next day.
I mean, I'm in favour of that.
Yeah, I'm in favour. I mean, how much debt are we in again?
This party is
2,200
not in any. They're just claiming that.
Okay.
We don't have any
that's
debt.
Not much compared to the debt already.
Yeah, I mean, and we still have 1,100, nearly 1,200 gold actually.
We declare bankruptcy on Brawl and then just flee to some other planet.
Well, we don't currently have a way to flee the system.
So what we need to do is we need to use this money on training to get in debt, operate at a loss until we outcompete all the other adventuring parties. And then when we're the only ones, we eventually turn over a massive profit, price gouge every poor guy who needs us to go picking flowers for his dead man.
we need investors. We need angel investors. And then we turn a loss for the next 5 years, and then we lay everyone off and abscond with the money.
Yeah, I hear there's a group of elves on another planet that have been operating at a loss for like 2 millennia, but they say they're going to dominate the whole universe's market soon.
Yeah, no, they've got a massive logistics business, and they're getting a lot of angel investment in more or less on the premise of the logistics business.
It's amazing that they have the arcane as investors.
Yeah,
it's literal angels as investors.
Great.
How much?
What's that, Andrew?
How much party gold do we have left after we've done the spending, Alex?
196 exactly. I
Okay.
mean, 37 of it is platinum, but you know.
Theoretically, I could get a ranged weapon.
Yes, by a range. Wait, what do you mean theoretically? Do you have the do you have the manual dexterity to wield one?
Oh, definitely. The dexterity is not an issue. It's just the it needs to be something that can be obviously just surgically implanted into a single limb, so nothing, so like not like a longbow or anything. I could use a blowgun for 25 gold pieces, or a hand crossbow, which would cost 1,500 gold pieces to get implanted.
Do you have
So I'm assuming probably the blowgun for now.
efficiency in either of those?
Blowgun, yeah.
Probably get a blowgun.
It's literally pointed out as one of the. It's literally pointed out as an option in the space in like the Spelljammer thing, so I took that as one of my proficiencies.
Oh, well, if you're proficient at blowgun, then go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you some poison at some point.
I mean, I can. Technically, I can make poison, but that's only if I've tasted someone's blood, so it's not particularly.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not weird. You're weird.
Listen, I'm a gnome. My entire species is autistic. I can see in the dark. I can tell if the floor's wonky. You're allowed to be weird.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, yeah, I'll take a blowpipe and some barbed darts. Would be nice.
So is it? Do you have to pay more because you're implanting it, or is it just normal prices and then you figure out the rest?
I have to pay 5 times the price because I'm implanting it. That's why it costs 25 gold for a blowgun.
And how many darts?
And that's why a hand crossbow would be ludicrous.
Yeah.
Darts, let's say, I don't know, 20 at 1 silver each.
Sure.
That's 2 gold.
That'd be 27 gold total for.
Yes.
And I don't know how long and however long a
just so you
blowgun
know,
arm takes to finish implanting.
Yeah, the
Does
deal
not-
is we'll let you buy this at a party gold as long as you agree to do the implantation by yourself in some sort of private area where we don't.
No, we should do the opposite. We should make it a public spectacle and sell tickets. You know, watch the
Pay
freak
for it.
show as this man implants a blowgun into his own arm.
I mean, that's how surgeons used to work, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
You can't do it in it wouldn't be sterile to do it in public, Alex, you madman.
But we could have people looking through the window, right?
Okay.
Hastily
Body
placing
manipulation.
as we walk by instead, to be honest.
So, how long does it take? How long does body manipulation take? The restriction is Xixchil.
It doesn't call out the getting special limbs for Xixchil added as under the body modification. No, maybe it is. I'm a bit confused as to how that.
I think I'm reading the wrong book.
Yeah, Xixchil body modification appears to be a separate thing to getting my limbs altered, because specifically I can surgically add up to 2 additional attacking limbs.
Yep.
And
it's a separate
you're only
thing,
allowed 1 proficiency body modification.
Yep.
So they've got to be different things logically.
I
They
don't
may
know
not use
anything
normal
logical
weapons.
about this.
I mean, yeah, I kind of assume that operating on yourself will you can, as long as you've got the equipment, as long as you have surgical equipment, you can just do it. It won't, it's not going to take like a million years. But yeah, I can't.
All
I
I'm
can't
doing
see
is
it requiring
gluing a
you to
blowpipe to my hand.
Yeah. I was going to say, modifying other people's thing obviously can start, if they fail their save versus death, they can start suffering horrendous disabilities. But I think the Xixchil are fine, apparently. So yeah. It doesn't offer any additional costs. If you do start, you lose rammed dexterity if attacking with both your slashy arms and your blowpipe arm, essentially. Yep.
I think if you're close enough to slash, you don't really need a blowpipe.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Great. So yeah, you can do that. That sounds good to me. You'll graft on. Like he starts to strip like bits of his body that he's previously shed, that he's collected, as a skin graft for himself. Like as in previous layers of his skin, which he starts to graft around the blowpipe. It turns out Xixchil have this marvelous thing where like their skin will grow back onto themselves, like grafting an apple tree to a rootstock.
Yeah, it turns out that humans don't have that, and that's why I don't have a medical license anymore.
Wait, you had a medical license at one point?
It was the same university that Dr. Nick Riviera got his from.
Hollywood Upstairs Medical College.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that now I have a ranged weapon.
Yep. If you're staying one night, your lodging will be. There are, I guess, if Jackson and the Chatters are staying on the boat to guard it, there are 7 of you, so that would be 3.5 gold for lodging plus 2.1 gold for food. So 5.6 extra gold. That is, Alex, for you to record. Yeah, you got that?
Yep.
Great. So yeah, the next morning dawns, and apparently this is when you go cruising for goblins or something. Was your plan, your cunning plan. So yeah, is there any particular procedure or anything you want to do for this? I mean, are you just randomly flying around, hoping for the best, or?
I think we were saying we want to keep about 10 miles out from the goblin camp.
Mm-hmm.
Probably want to stay more in the region directly between the goblin camp and the loggers. I'm not sure how well those distances work out. But if there's
well, the squares. If you look at the overmap, actually, you're technically back up here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I remember the goblin camp is only like 5 miles or something from town. In deep woods, albeit. But it's yeah.
So if they wanted to, they could be at town. They could attack the town at any point.
Yeah.
That's concerning. And there's like 200 of them.
The elves live down here. If you want to mark that separately.
Sorry, where was the elves? Yeah, elves. Yeah, I'll mark that as well.
Ereth had said if you wanted their help to come and tell them.
Yeah. That is almost impossible to read.
I mean, isn't it just? Haven't you literally just done a? Oh, I see. I thought you were by the purple mark. I was like, that's just a scribble, Alex.
No, that clearly says elves.
I can see elves now. Yeah. Great. The logging camps are at the C's. Do you see the letter C's? You can see at the top of the bottom of that big cut down tract. That is where they are logging. In fact, you can see the area of forest. Several square miles they've done of these very valuable hardwoods for ship construction. Great. So yes, what is your plan, and then we'll execute that.
I guess if we can't do quite as far out as we wanted, it'd be just flying in the area between. I don't know. I don't know. Well, what do people think? Because we don't want to be too close, so that they can't have reinforcements. But we do want to find them. I mean, we could just try the exact same plan we did before, where we just land, then use illusions to lure some goblins in whilst we're all lurking in trees,
and then really hope there's no harpies.
Is that when the harpies turned up? When we would.
That was yeah. That was during that. Yeah, I'm obviously joking somewhat with this, but yes.
In all seriousness, probably small chance. The next time we're in town, we should get some earwax. Well, some wax to put in our head. Not earwax actually, but wax for.
Can we get some earwax, please? I've been making it myself.
Oh, I've had such a surplus in these last few days. Of course, I can sell these.
I mean, a candle is 1 copper, so
Yeah, we can buy a candle.
We were
You can have a
literally just in town. We could have bought some.
you haven't left town yet.
Are we not?
Like-
Okay,
No.
let's buy some fucking.
Okay, Beej, you wake up in the morning and Morthilla turns out. Morthilla's, to be honest, Morthilla, I have charged you for her, but she's probably sleeping at the temple, isn't she? But yeah, Zitha turns over and then whispers in Wilsp's ear, "We need wax, earwax."
Wilsp is busy like writing up the books, doing the accounting. I'm just gonna take off a silver and we'll buy 10 candles because I'm sure we'll have use for them.
Great. Do you want to, Beej, as you're the university as well, do you want to roll a d6 encounter check round writers, and then we'll start you flying back to fight some goblins.
And just to clarify, we're establishing that we have melted these candles down into like earplug shapes and stuff, right?
I mean, I assume they're beeswax candles or tallow candles. Either way, they're soft enough as is that you could just like mash them with your hands, right?
Well, but
Probably,
we need.
yeah.
Probably earwax candles.
Let's establish that we prepared them.
Maybe they're reduced whale. They're probably reduced whale oil, aren't they?
Oh.
Something like that. I don't know. Whale
I
oil
don't
wax.
know how
Let's find out.
malleable that is.
Yeah,
Well,
let's find out.
I don't know
Let's
if you
find
can
out.
make whale oil into a candle. Like obviously you can make
You can
whale
turn
oil
it
into
into
oil.
you can turn it into esters, can't you?
You can. I heard an
Um,
Irish guy say whale oil make a candle.
I think this is getting far too close to chemistry for me.
Andrew sits in, yeah.
We didn't really learn about the various
I would
uses
say-
of whale blubber in any of our lectures.
Whale oil is not a fat, but a liquid wax, technically. So is jojoba oil if you play, Stardew Valley.
Isn't that the evil corporation in Stardew Valley?
Is it called jojoba or is it called something else? Jojoba. I think it's called jojoba, isn't it? I
Something
don't
like
know.
that. Is it just
Jojo.
Jojo?
Jojoberry, yeah. Great. So yes,
Jojo's
you.
Bizarre Adventure Berry.
Yeah, you could. They'll probably be tallow because they'll be able to reduce dead animals for wax.
But
Yeah.
in the is this a JoJo reference jar?
Yeah, you go to the wax seller. He looks hungrily at all the mammals, but I mean people.
Oh, you should have
That's
saved the
tallow.
body of your dead dog to sell to the
Yeah,
tallow guy.
you could have got some money back towards like 5 copper or whatever back towards getting a new dog.
Could have got rations.
Yeah, great. So yeah, you're going to fly. Are you going to go down to the previous spots in a lumber area, or are you going to go? Is that what you're doing then? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we
But,
can either just pick a spot in the wilderness that feels right, just at random, basically, and set up there with our illusions and lurking in trees and blah blah blah.
Wait, so we're just gonna sit somewhere and just wait for them to like.
Well,
pass
no,
by at some
because what
point?
happened the first time is we set up the illusion of a lumberman, a logger, whatever, a lumberjack. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, set up the illusion of a lumberjack, and then had someone like with an axe or something just bashing it on the side of a tree, so that there was a sound that the goblins would hear.
There's a man with like half a coconut and a half coconut in each hand. So yeah,
Yeah.
and that obviously worked the first time, but I still suspect that there were some goblins that were hidden and we didn't kill and got away, so they might be getting wise to that tactic.
Oh, they're goblins though. They'll fall for it like 3 times at least first, right?
Yeah, I think we might as well try it again.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
However, the main difference between the first time and now is that the first time we did it, we had the elves with us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
the
guess
question is,
it depends
do we-
if the ship. Yeah, the other this was obviously if you have the ship, you have the 3 ship crew. Like you have Jackson and the chatters.
I don't
Alex,
think we want to...
you did miss a chatter leaping onto a harpy and like chewing its neck off
What?
or whatever. Like no, because the ship was there. The ship, so the chatters
basically
came to
worse
rescue.
than every other furry animal in the game. Is what we conclude from this.
I thought we were meant to be protecting the chatter, not the other way around.
Yeah, the chatters are now the main characters of the campaign.
Is this why they're considered lucky? Because they're like excellent fighters.
They actually have the stat line of a purple worm.
They have a minimum of 18 strength.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think they're not actually like super strong or anything. They're just willing to protect their friends. So,
Oh,
and Jackson fired a ballista that I think the ballista literally hit a harpy. I think. Which was pretty sweet as a moment, a game moment.
It is nice to have.
yeah, I
something like
suppose. Like,
Yeah.
If we have anyone who doesn't want to be anywhere near melee, can stay like up on the ship with the ballista. Or who's ballista trained?
Wait, sorry, where are we hiding the ship when we try and lure them in?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, really,
directly above you.
The ship shouldn't be anywhere near if we're trying to ambush.
Yeah. Each says the real treasure was the chatter we met along the way. I mean, Thumb, who obviously Thum's not here, but I'm happy to have you use Thumb as a ballista operator. Like he is proficient, so he can fire it without any penalty. Yeah, as you say, it depends where you want the ship.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to launch an ambush with the ship anywhere nearby. I think even goblins will probably notice it.
Yeah. Right,
So I
we're
think
not taking the ship. Are we still in town, or are we off at the lumber place?
You're in town. You're loudly arguing in front of the man who cooks dogs and other corpses down for tallow.
We've bought candles off him. We've given him money, and we've just started an argument in his shop about.
Yeah.
What does he
we're
think?
talking about aerial ambushes.
Yeah.
If we're talking about aerial ambushes, but we don't want the boat, what if we had wings?
But we don't have wings.
What if I gave you wings?
No, you're not modifying
You have
me.
some Red Bull?
We don't have time for that.
Yeah.
What if I give one of you wings?
What if I gave two of you each one wing? And then,
And you had to, and then I made you into
Siamese.
Siamese twins.
Look, I'll even throw in a free ovipositor. What do you say?
Okay. Now that's getting, guys, family friendly. Don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wings it is. Right.
I think this is what happened to Adam Kerbal, isn't it?
I don't know. Is he the one who did the Kerbal Space Program?
But yeah. So yes, what are you doing? Just decide on a plan. The man wants you to leave his dog cooking shop.
Well, I'll ask what he thinks of our plan so far.
Oh my god.
Random.
It turns out that he's actually a retired general in the
Yeah.
Biralian military. No, he's just like, will you be able to bring back dogs if you do this? Or something else I could cook. Mammalians.
Can you render
Goblins mammals?
We could find out, he says.
Isn't the ship is pretty fast, right? We could just have it stationed a ways away, and we just have a
Yeah,
whistle or something. Like just whistle, and it comes in like 2 rounds.
I've got 2 preps of illusion of Conjurer of what's the fucking illusion spell called?
Minor illusion.
Phantasmal Force.
Phantasmal Force.
Yeah.
Which I previously suggested like a few like pre-decided signals, like
Mhm.
you know, green for come get us or red for we're all dead, leave.
Yeah.
I mean, we can
let him go- not get
just
those
blow.
Yeah.
We can just blow a horn or a whistle or something. We don't.
Just
Yeah.
spell
I
to
think
that.
that's
I was going to say, remember, your wizards. You have 3 wizards. Your don't might be good for range. Cantrip can also produce like, sparks and stuff. So
Yeah, that's true as well.
as a short range signal.
Okay. Yeah. Do you guys want me to have we call it, see through it, take off her armor and memorize sleep, or do you want to have her as a fighter? Sorry, him rather.
How is Zifra's dex? Like, could
Dex?
Zifra theoretically do both? Would Zifra be willing to risk doing both?
Well, Zeta unfortunately has 2 hit points and very good armor class if he is wearing armor, because he actually has AC 0 if he's got the torque and the shield and different things. He's got a high dexterity.
Hmm.
But with 2 hit points, he's probably not going to want to be rushing in.
Oh, has
He
no one
can
cast
throw an arrow
has no one cast armor on you?
No.
Well, why not take your armor off? Have armor.
Then you'd
Spell
have 8.
instead.
It's like 8 points of armor, possibly. Would that be?
Six before dex bonuses.
Yeah. So
What if you've had AC 2 before Dex bonuses?
No,
He
I
starts
asked how many hit points of armor. How many hit
Oh,
points of armor?
yeah, it'd be 8 hit points worth of armor. But then if you've taken 8 hit points of damage, you're dying. Or probably dead.
What's the
Sorry,
second 8? Oh, yeah.
Second edition.
So
then-
it gives you AC 6 before Dex, and does it stack with his talk as well?
Yeah, stacks with
Right. It's like
It- It
Like
is
having-
not cumulative with the shield spell, but it is cumulative with dexterity, and in the case of fighter mages, with the shield bonus.
okay, so 6, 5, 4, 3, AC 2, AC 1 if I'm wielding a shield.
Yeah. Though obviously, if you're casting, you're not wielding a shield. But yeah.
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 So-
So AC 2 as a spellcaster functionally.
Yeah. Which is the exact same position Wilsp is in. Which is, I'd be willing to stand in melee like that.
So who's casting armor on me?
Vil
That's
presumably.
like a matter of like all day with.
I think it's probably
Permanent.
better if I do actually, because that means Vil has a extra spell slot that can be used on sleep, instead of me having 2 spell slots to use on Phantasmal Force.
Okay, I'm
No,
assuming for that,
Vil
that
has
I'm
to-
memorizing.
Vil- no,
sleep.
Vil has to memorize armor.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Vil does it. Boo! I wanted some spellcasting XP.
Cast spells then, Alex. Play the game.
Okay, so I've memorized sleep, so I can use that, and then with armor on, join
Yeah.
the melee possibly if there's one.
Let me just. Oh, that is my. I don't know if Vil has any of the spell components for armor left, because that would be my last one. I guess we are in town. What was the cost
Just
for spell
remind us.
components?
Yeah,
Was it?
we
I have one more. I have
3
one
gold.
Oh, you have one more.
So
Um,
components are 3. You can get them here because there are. You can buy them from Gripe. 3 gold per packaged component that you can quickly draw from your pouch rather than going through your pouch for random tiny ingredients.
yeah.
I guess if we're down to our last 2, then we should buy probably a few more. So I'll buy like 3 more
Specific of armor. Is that?
of armor.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, no, I'm fine on Phantasmal Force. How are you doing on components for sleep? Since you both have it now, don't you?
I think I've got 2 packets of rose petals. Is that the right component for it? Is that charm person?
Yeah,
I think
3.
isn't it
more.
colored dust, colored sand?
No, there's 3 different components for sleep you can choose from: crickets, petals, or sand. I've got 3
Yeah,
right
you-
now.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got 2 for sleep then. I mean, so yeah, great.
I think we probably want more for sleep, given we'll want to use that basically every fight we can, given it's so good.
Yeah.
So should we spend like?
I think, by the way, while the wizards are doing this and Bruno is kind of sharpening his weapons and stuff, Dr. Jones is just going around to people saying, "Look at the blowpipe that's in my arm. It's an extra arm. Did you know?"
Yeah.
Should we get 3 bits of the leather for armor and
Yeah.
10 packets for sleep? Because we're going to use them someday.
10 pack. Yeah, sure.
10 packets. Yeah, fine.
I'm
'Cause
gonna be
that-
hot in winter on that.
like, will we?
Only casting
You know,
hibernation.
If we don't run out, that's a good thing. If we do run out, it's still a good thing that we bought 10.
Yeah,
It turned out you needed them, yeah.
I like that
Maybe-
logic.
The only way it's a waste of money is if all the wizards die before we use it all. In
Oh,
which
that-
case we got bigger problems.
Yeah. Okay, whoever's buying it, just buy it and like put it in your inventory, and then like
So take 5 each, you two for the sleep bits, and I'll hold on to the armor bits.
Jeez, 7 then. Is that party funds then?
Yeah, I'm taking it out of party funds. And I think we still have over 1,000 gold in cash. I'd have to add up the platinum to the gold, but
Okay, so are we walking to the place with the lumber? And,
Well,
wait.
are you flying somewhere and then dropping off and then sending the boat somewhere else, or is the boat staying in Blighters?
I think we should send the boat away.
Yeah.
Maybe have them, way up high, like near the clouds or something.
Yeah.
So that if we send up sparks with a cantrip, they can see, but otherwise not likely to be bothered by goblins.
Whistle on Morthilla, if that's loud enough you can hear it. Well, not above the clouds, to be honest, but.
I mean, we're wizards. If we can't signal a ship looking for us,
never lose in D&D.
Yeah, well, I think sending a flashy signal is something you assume a wizard can do.
Anyone could do that.
Yeah, I guess if we really need them to come back, we'll set the forest on fire.
Yeah,
Great.
sure.
Okay. So let's go then. Alex, John, if you're walking, do you want to roll for the bit in the open, I guess? Or the first forest one, depending on what the time windows are. D12, Alex.
D12. 5.
Great. Where is? Have I lost the page that I turn to multiple times a week? There we go. Yeah, you'd have been checking the morning on plains, and then you'll arrive in the forest, and everything is okay. It's now D10 in wilderness, not patrolled. Forest, you check 6 times a day. You check every window for encounter. So yeah, do you want to roll an encounter, Alex? Sorry, not Alex. Andrew, roll a D10.
D10. Yes. 3.
Great. So that is noon, beach, evening. I mean, essentially, I'm assuming you're just here, prepared to camp out and wait for nearby movement. So, beach. D10. Great. Okay. Nighttime, Jamie.
Yep.
Assuming people are camping and stuff, but keeping watch and stuff. 10. I don't think that one works. 9. Okay. Midnight, Alex. No, that's a D12, Alex. Reroll D10.
Sorry.
You're in the woods. You are in the woods. I'll make it clearer for you. There we go. 9. And Andrew for pre-dawn.
D10.
D10.
9.
Okay. Dock rations. So you can continue to wait here. Obviously, you're astride the route between the Goblin camp and the loggers, or you can do something else.
I think this is roughly where we'd want to set up, illusion.
Yeah. Are we
shopping
assuming that
noises.
more fillers are staying behind now? Just because usually it's just one character I would have. It's just we had fewer players last time, so I had 2 out.
If you want Morthilla with you, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll take it.
If the party is okay with that.
I mean, the question is, do you think the benefit Morthilla will bring is greater than the cost Morthilla will take from us in terms of XP.
What? 'Cause she's a cleric.
Yeah, but do we really need a cleric? If any of us get hit, we're just gonna die instantly.
I mean,
No,
kind
not.
of true, to be honest.
Well, we would perhaps if we died at 0 hit points, but probably not actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but as you say this, Bruno's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, if you cut your thumb a little bit, Bruno, you're just gonna die instantly. So sorry.
Yeah, you scratch a cat's belly and it bites you, you die.
Yeah. Although
That's
obviously, I
how
know
death
like
works.
1 hit point of damage doesn't actually mean that.
You stub your little toe on a coffee table, instant death.
Yeah.
The only real D&D is one like that, like true Mudcore. If everyone docks rations, including Morthilla, therefore, and yes, it'll be beach then for dawn if you're staying where you are. D10. Are you setting up illusions and stuff today, Alex?
I think we should.
Okay.
How long
just,
are you going for?
I mean, it will also need. I guess we'll need to like set up in comfortable positions to watch from trees and have someone with, a bit of wood to smack against a tree to make chopping noises.
Sorry. Chopping
But,
noises
yeah.
are meant to be the sound of wood hitting wood.
Listen, imagine you got a thick log, a pretty thick log, and you're smacking it against a tree. What noise is that going to make?
Alex, how much hard manual labour have you done in your life?
I work in an Amazon warehouse. Does
Oh,
that?
that's a fair point, actually.
I
Have
mean,
you actually got wood
mostly
before?
the noise of things hitting things isn't wood though. It's mostly like whips hitting flesh, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like
Sometimes flesh hitting concrete.
That's when there's been a really bad performance assessment on the AI model.
Just get thrown from the upper gantry.
Yeah.
I think just like hitting the edge of my shield against the tree might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right.
The details here on.
I mean, they're goblins. We don't need to try too hard to fool them.
Well, apparently we do.
Too smart for you. Jamie, roll a d10.
More elaborate setup with all these illusions and stuff.
Clunk. And is someone
Illusion.
casting a phantasmal force?
Yes,
Alex,
yes,
you're
I
casting
will
phantasmal
cast
force. Yeah.
I will cast a phantasmal force. I will make a lumberjack who looks. Who will they look like?
Michael
like Hugh
Palin.
Jackman.
I was thinking like a party member because it'd be quite funny to have this illusion of Zephyr or something just chopping wood.
It could look like Sam Hambat. And then if the goblins kill the illusion, they kill Tom's character for not coming. That's how we do stuff in this game now. Alex, do you
Yes.
come?
No.
Your character dies.
Andrew. Into the nighttime portion. Obviously, you can have watches and stuff. Beej, D10. Jamie, D10.
A 2. Which means that next time I'll get a 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could you please roll, Jamie? This is.
Yeah.
Let's check what I'm looking for. Yeah. Could you roll a? Roll a D8 for me, please.
There's a 7.
A 7.
You encounter a 7th son of a 7th son.
Yeah, that is actually what we're doing in this campaign, is trying to approach the magical singularity. That's the plot, the story, which I've
We're
scripted.
exploring the ley lines.
So, yeah, as it is, I think we've worked out it's pre-dawn. So let's decide. Bruno is 5, Morthilla is 6. Otherwise, it's as the page displays. So it is in fact Xixchil. Xixchil is on watch. Will and is making extra camp noises overnight. Xixchil, you will see. I don't know if let's see if they're surprised in what distance he'll be. Some distance off from the camp, one of them, you will spot you'll spot a party of goblins in the woods who've stopped and they won't have seen you because obviously people have been intentionally hidden and stuff, but they are cautious about advancing. They are kind of looking carefully roughly towards where the illusion was yesterday and where there's been lots of noise and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 100 yards away.
Yeah, 100 yards. Yeah, I'd say that's far away enough that I'll try and just very quietly nudge people awake. Provided none of these people are like freakish sleepers who like yelp and talk about something horrifyingly nonsensical when I try and wake them.
Yeah, everyone make a save against waking up from a nightmare. Yeah. No. So yeah, you can wake everyone.
Let them approach.
Yeah, you can wake everyone.
Yeah. I'll whisper to them that I'm gonna try and just cast sleep once they get close enough while we're sort of hidden in the bushes.
I think maybe worth making sure we know exactly how many we are, because I still think there were some we missed last time.
Well,
so try and
till they get closer then.
Yeah.
Yep. So what are you doing then? When you say you'll wait for them to get closer, what does that mean?
Well, I suppose like surrounding the sites, a slight kind of U shape, but or crescent, but fairly close to each other. Small distance from it. What's Sleep's range again? Yeah, just ready to just ambush them once they get to where the actual illusion is.
Well, the illusion would need to be recast, wouldn't it? Yes, you've got a campsite because obviously Wilsp went to sleep last night.
Oh, sorry. So have they seen something in particular that is it just the fact that there's a clearing here? So,
I think that they seem to be watching towards where your camp was and stuff.
I mean, I could recast the illusion, make like a sleeping lumberjack. Try and position it somewhere where it wouldn't be obvious from where they currently are.
No. You need to cast an illusion that depicts a very, very attractive female goblin elegantly dancing in the forest.
I don't know what is attractive to a goblin.
Well, think back to the dream you were just having that I woke you from.
I was dreaming of some really nice metal. Like you know the metal that was in that weird dungeon. I was just dreaming of ingots of that and working with it.
Okay, nice. So you have lead poisoning. Anyone else able to help out here?
I need a cunning plan.
Cunning plan. I'll make an illusory man who is fast asleep, so the goblins think they can mug him, and then we will mug them.
Sure.
Yeah. Call an ambulance. You. What is beach typing?
It's the entire B-movie script.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're gonna. The stream's gonna last another 2 hours as Beach types out the script of the B movie. We won't be talking. It'll just be dead air the whole time.
We're actually all going to go to sleep in half an hour, but Beach will just still be here typing out, and we'll keep the
Yeah,
stream
just
running.
have one person walk out hobbling like they are injured. It's a suggestion.
Like an actual person or an illusion?
Oh, my leg. Ooh, I'm so injured. Possibly, I think he probably means an illusory one.
Because the illusions can't talk, so you'd need someone to make noise.
Right. So it's probably more efficient if one of us is injured.
If there's an actual person,
The dog
Bruno.
gets out his scalpel. Bruno, yeah.
That's probably the
Yeah,
reason
just
why.
have Bruno. Just have Bruno come out of the bushes and be like, and we'll be
ventriloquist
nearby
spell, isn't it, actually?
I
Just to
suppose
have, like,
when they
Bru-
come.
two wizards.
Bruno is the one of us who looks the most like a lumberjack.
Mm.
Put a flannel shirt on him and have him walk out and be like, "Oh, my leg." We'll be
I mean,
right
I think
behind
he'll
the
say
bushes.
that I think he'll say that if you're. I mean, he's not, he wants his armor and his shield, which is already, he's donning. Whilst you're having this conversation, probably. I think he'll probably say that if you're going to cast a person in, like as in someone to replace you at the campsite who's sleeping, he will happily be awake nearby at the campsite,
So,
but with his stuff.
so we'll end up with like Bruno as a person on watch and a sleeping lumberjack.
Yeah, that's what he'd say. He's not happy to walk around unarmed and unarmored, pretending to be whatever.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, okay. So he'll stay there. Great. Okay, and you've cast Phantasmal Force, Wilsp, just to be clear.
Yes. Yes.
So, as in just apart from the party has cantrips, Phantasmal Force, Sleep, Armor, and Sleep, and it has Morthilla's spells, which I haven't. Well, I assume you have listed, but just so that everyone knows what they have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Morthilla's just sleep. Sorry, Zethrit rather.
Zethrit has
Morthilla.
it. That's why I was saying, as in that's
Yeah,
what I was saying.
I'm just
sleep,
assuming it's the same as the last ones that I memorized.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually best, isn't it? Unless it really matters. Yeah. Okay, so what? The goblins you'll see come to the edge of the clearing. So they are. I mean, if you're kind of hidden on one side, clearing down the other, you're probably 40 away or so. Yeah. Any action at that point?
I want to keep looking kind of more out and around, see if there's any coming from another direction, if any have split off.
Yep, sure. Okay, so they're gonna unleash some darts, some at the sleeping person and some at Bruno. More of them are actually firing at Bruno with darts. That's it. On the dice as they rolled and rolled 20, I had them stopping on 20 and 19 and then tip over to that 8 and that 9. That's painful. Okay. Let's just check Bruno's act. His what does it say? He's got I think he's got chain. He's got a shield, as in he's got a magical weapon and shield. Yeah, so he's gonna be 5, 4, 3. He's got AC 3, so yeah, he is fine. Yeah, he bounces off. A dart that nearly hits me bounces off, at which point he prepares to charge. Obviously, yeah, he wouldn't necessarily have seen them coming other than he was watching the right direction because he was just pretending to be at the camp. Yeah, obviously the goblins now know it's an illusion. Probably, I should check. 3 of them will fire at the guy with the darts. Some darts. Yeah, they'll hit the sleeping guy, and then I think what we'll have is They will fire one more round. Bruno will stand up, but yeah, they'll fire one more round. So I'll do it the same way, but all at Bruno. Yeah, so that 18 is going to hit, and the remaining 3 will fire now at Bruno as they think the other guy's illusion. So that is, these are D3s, by the way. Roll 20, you should really get D3s. I know you can't make a good image. So yes, 6 damage to Bruno. Pew pew pew.
Ow.
They're the goblins.
I guess that was like 7, 8 goblins attacking.
Bruno shouts, "There's 7 of them firing darts at me."
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna have Zithra rush forwards because he needs to be within 30 yards to cast sleep on them.
Mhm.
And then Morthilla, I'm assuming she has to be
Mm-hmm.
adjacent to cast Cure Light Wounds, so she'll charge right up next to Bruno and just be there holding his shield.
I mean,
ready to-
Bruno has 37 hit points. He doesn't care. You don't
Okay,
have to
right.
mind.
Yeah, okay. she runs in the other direction and leaves him with all the goblins.
Everyone else leaves. Bruno, this is what you're here for, mate.
I would die for you, says the companion. And then he suddenly
Yeah.
remembers what the level is. And he's like, actually, maybe not.
I would say you were attempting to convince him to just sit in the camp on his own, unarmored, just pretending to be a vulnerable target. Whereas, yeah.
I mean, he's very experienced at not dying.
So what? So yeah, what is Joe? So we've got 1 sleep declared. What's Morthilla doing?
In that case, is everyone within the range of bless? Is that like how much range is that?
Jones, what are you doing? Jones, Vil, Will.
Wilsp will wait for the sleep to go off and then fire at one of the goblins. Fire a short bow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
everyone
actually?
with
is the
people
question-
within 50-foot cube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Is
cool.
everyone in? So roughly 25. Apart from Bruno, yes.
Cool.
Is there anyone here who can't see because it's dark?
Morthilla, possibly. No, I think.
I
Yeah,
can't if it's dark.
Oh,
I was gonna say
possibly.
That's a problem.
Possibly
There's a
Bruno as well.
there's a campfire. So
Yeah,
Oh.
I could light torch if need be. From the fire. Okay, so yeah, so I'm casting bless then. In that case, so
speed 5.
attacks are +1. Okay, yeah, good because we're not against melee
And
combat.
then Jones, what are you doing?
I will probably wait for wait for sleep to go off, and then try and jump on one of the ones that is still awake to maul them.
So that's going to be a charge with natural weapons.
Yeah.
That makes it speed 1 or something mad, because charge is at
does
minus
charge
initiative,
go?
isn't it? Are
okay.
Xixchil medium or large?
Medium.
Yeah, I was going to say, basically, Jones should just be charging every combat he's in. Is it 1 round to cast? Great, okay. So, essentially, yes, you can all go at 11, then we'll call it for this purpose. And
then
Alex, do you want to roll a D10 initiative?
Zitha's just moving so that she's within
30 yards.
yeah.
That's fine. Okay. So I mean, I was going to say Bruno has a long sword up 4, and it is a favourable round for him, so he'll attack twice. They're going to be charging in though, and they will. I mean, he's charging actually, so he'll be at 2. They're going to be like 1 attacking the short swords. So in that case, I guess he will be mobbed. He'll be able to take 4 attacks with his shield, and then whoops, wrong die type. Yeah, I rolled 3 natural ones. That's crazy, man. Okay, these are against AC 3, so none of them hit. The other 3 tried to stab him with the little short swords. Oh no, one of them hit because they're at like +1 or whatever it is. So takes 2d6 damage. 15 minus shield is 2. Yeah, so that's fine. So he takes 3 damage. He's taken 9 damage. He's not super happy about the situation. He can then do his both his attacks before Bless goes off, basically. I guess Zethra. I guess if Zethra wants to cast Sleep, he might as well. I guess. Because that doesn't depend on Bless, does it? So if you want to roll your Sleep,
sure.
They went at 5. You're going at 7. So yeah.
Okay. I realise I actually need Holy Water to cast Bless, which I don't have. So.
You literally have a friendly temple in town, you moron.
Yeah, it's like, look,
No,
it's very like hidden.
I should say, has Morthilla ever? I can check this. Has Morthilla ever cast Bless? Because you start with one of every component you could possibly need.
She hasn't cast it yet.
In that case, she can. Yeah, she can. She can in fact cast Bless. Morthilla, she's like, oh dear me, I've forgotten. Oh no, wait, I haven't. And she gets out some holy water. Very loudly giving away your presence. Do you want to roll the Sleep, please, Jamie?
To give components or wizards, I forget.
Yeah.
So is it 2d4 dice and monsters? So just roll 3d4.
Basically, any component that isn't sort of otherwise a cost component, like marked cost, basically.
So 6 hit dice of goblins.
Yeah, so I was going to say 6 of them drop to the floor as Bruno arrives to hit them. I mean, yeah, I think he'll just use his attacks to automatically hit and then try to kill the ones on the floor because he gets like D8 +3 or something.
Yeah.
Like falling asleep and then getting hit by a bus.
How many of them are left standing?
1. Okay, he kills one.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, you speak, Jamie. Yeah.
I was just saying, if there are some left standing, then you roll damage. But to what Alex was saying, if there aren't any standing, the idea is that usually if they're like enough like humans, you just kill them. But it's more abstractly, it's like you're trying to get to them in the chaos of combat to kill them while their allies are defending them or something. But it's,
Okay, he does 5 damage there. D8 -1. So this one could. No, that one is. He finds the puniest one and just smashes its head in with the flat of his longsword. Okay, so yeah, he'll just use both his attacks, and then Bless will go off, and then I guess Jones charges him first on the one who's remaining standing because you've waited.
Charging do anything?
It gives you +1, I think.
Yeah, so
either way, that's nothing.
And also +1 stays sphere.
So yeah, Bless plus that is +2. Yep. People can, I guess, to be fair, you could have had people fire at the standing one if you wanted to time it. Yeah.
I mean, that's still 7.
7. So yeah,
No,
I can say
I
should probably it won't be. I should have given you the opportunity really to, if you want to fire the crossbow and the short bow before he actually makes contact with the standing goblin.
Yes, please.
I should have. That hits. Is Phil proficient with crossbow?
It wasn't, was he?
Yeah, because I was going to say
no, with darts.
What's the non-proficiency for a wizard? It is
5.
-5.
AC8. I mean, on the other hand, you might hit. So it's AC6 for you and AC8 for Vil. To try to steal Bruno's glory for killing this guy.
Also, with Bless, you kind of have to be within the 50-foot cube at the time it going off, I think, for it to work on you. And
people declared they were waiting.
Yeah,
people declared they were waiting, so that's
fine.
You're
right. Sorry.
Goblins have so AC5, but that means that Alex hits because you're at +1 from Bless. Or have you already included that?
Yeah, that was counting for Bless. I'm at FACO 18 normally.
Oh,
Never.
okay. I thought you were +3 dex.
Nah,
I
I'm,
go, oh no, +3 dex for AC is +2 for to hit, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
well, no, it's. Oh, actually, maybe I have that wrong. Or maybe I might be thinking
Yeah.
of first edition modifiers, but I do
So
have
yeah, Vil hits 8.
+4 to AC. Let me see if I mess it up.
I
Yeah,
think
I've
you
got
might.
dex 17 for one character, which is -3 AC and then +2 +2 missile.
Why am I-
Have you got 18?
No, yeah, 18 is +2 +2 -4.
-4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've got.
Yeah.
19 is +3 +3
Yeah.
-4. So
So yeah, you're basically +3. Okay, in that case, yes,
18's only
you,
+2, so
you both
fuck
miss. You both miss, and there is
Yeah.
one goblin standing, engaged
actually
with,
different.
engaged with, yeah.
In second edition, I think.
Is it? Yeah. So that's anyway. That's one goblin standing, 2 dead, and 4 asleep.
I think it is.
So yeah, declarations for second round. I'm assuming, by the way, Wilsp, you're not firing a bow into combat. So
No. I'm just gonna just pull out my dagger and go and start slitting throats and let the more
so yeah,
serious
you're
combatants
charging.
deal with
You're
the remaining
charging in as well. Aren't you? Oh, you're just yeah.
I'm just gonna go and start slitting throats.
Yeah. But yeah, sure. See you soon, Beach. Yeah, great. Okay. I guess Bruno's going to attack. Jones is going to attack.
Yep.
And Zithra and Morthilla.
Yeah, Seethra has time to draw his sword. He'll draw that and rush in. Morthilla will also rush in. With,
So they're both charging. They're
Yeah.
at -2 initiative, whatever their initiative is. Andrew, I was going to say, yeah, Villain Wilsp are all 10. That's not very good.
10, so that's fine.
That's good. Yeah. Sword will go at the same time as Jones. And what weapon is Morthilla using?
Footman's mace.
Mm-hmm. So is that 6? Is that 4? Is it normally speed 6?
Footman's mace is 7 speed factor.
So 6. That'll be it'll be 5. Sorry, that'll be 5
yeah.
then. Yeah, in that case, Zithra and Zithra will charge in and strike first at speed 3, and Jones will strike at the same time. So you can both roll.
That is a hit.
Okay.
Oh, that's yeah.
You both hit, blowing your natural 20s on killing. Okay.
Our swords meet in the middle as they slice through the goblin's
Ooh,
neck.
So the
Decapitating it.
question here is how many HP does he have?
How much does the goblin have?
Okay, he's slightly bigger than the others. He has 6, which means Zithra kills him because Jamie's roll was first. So it's good that he gets the bonus HP XP then, doesn't he? As a fighter for killing an enemy. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
great. So yeah,
Sure.
I was going to say at that point, I think we can rely on sleep longevity for you to kill the other 4, can't we? So no, essentially, at that point, yeah. Given that it does mean that Bruno can also just hit someone again, for instance, as well as the 2 dagger men and Morthilla. So yeah, that will finish the combat.
They're all unconscious. The idea is they're able to just.
If they're unconscious and you're out of combat, so you are now out of combat. Yeah, the point is there's no enemies who could possibly interrupt you doing it, so you can just coup de grace them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
If fighters get bonus XP for coup de grace, basically. Or
No,
is it...
I wouldn't grant it for coup de grace. No, that's assassin work, isn't it?
Don't get bonus XP for no.
I think probably in such a case, I'd more or less suggest that was the equivalent of someone casting. I mean, it's not quite the same as casting spells no effect, but it's doing a different cast. It's almost like a different thing, isn't it? It's not fighting. Yeah. I think if you're hitting people who are down in combat, the Earth Elemental stamps on your head, per the Matt Colville story, then I'd count that. I'd be like, yeah, you're doing that rather than doing something else. You're not
Yeah.
attacking another combatant. But innocent bit. I wouldn't grant it to.
Yeah, the point is there's
grant
no
it,
resistance or threat.
yeah, exactly. If there was I need to revise the assassin kit really. But if there was a full assassin class, basically in the same context, or we just use the first edition one, I'd probably give bonus XP for that to the assassin for any kind of successful assassination, whether using the assassination skill or just coup de grace someone. And I guess for a thief who's functioning as an assassin, they'd be getting bonus XP off the move silently and stuff like that. And off backstab, in fact, if it was relevant.
Yeah.
Because that's a class feature that'd count. But no. So yeah, in terms of obviously make list of your bonus XP for spell casting. Bless will count. Vilgot sleep, so someone should mark that for Beach. And Wilsp cast Fant Force twice. I don't know if there's any other spells cast, obviously. Yeah, you can obviously loot them and stuff. They'll have very small amounts of money on, if any. Their individual treasure is, small coins, I think. But I can double check that between sessions. And for fighting, I think Bruno would get some, obviously, but that's not particularly relevant. Zethru will get like 10 XP bonus because he's only a goblin.
Alex, if you're curious, 18 dexterity in first edition is +3 and then -4 for the AC.
That's what Alex said. Yeah.
Oh no, 18's +3 in first, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is different because it's only +2.
Yeah, it's +2, +2, -4
so.
in the second.
Because
yeah, I'm actually surprised that I don't actually think, and I basically must have noticed it, but in a conscious sense, I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, the fact I was like, isn't 18 +3 might well probably indicates prior knowledge, as in like first edition knowledge.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay,
I've
then.
always assumed the tables were the same,
yeah.
but I don't know how
Well,
different
they mostly are. There's some stuff like they're extended tables in second, which is partly for stuff like and some of this is stuff which people can sniff at, but kind of makes sense. Where they're basic questions about stuff like, okay, so potions give you certain strengths. What does that strength mean, other than like whatever? So it's like, what if we had it? Give extended tables for anything where there's a relevant extra effect. If someone wishes themselves into a weird position, if you have weird item, whatever things might plausibly do that, or in cases where races, I mean, this is something which was already in the first edition, but what if races can reach that? It doesn't really matter in the core, but obviously in Dark Sun, you need that extension as an example.
I mean, even like a 19 con dwarf is not too hard.
No. So it's not like, that was completely missing, but the idea of what if we have just uniformly extended tables to match like weird situations kind of makes sense. I assume, and mostly virtually every other case I've ever compared point to point consciously, I think it's been the same. Obviously, in that one, that's a case where I haven't thought about it, but that's just something where they obviously thought, there's an extended table. Why don't we, add just slightly change it, or it could be a typo. There's literally the possibility. I have the revised actually.
Yeah.
To revise is I have it in PDF. So
it seems odd to me actually as a rebalance, because I think
it is. It is.
Because I think -4 AC is probably actually more towards being too powerful than the idea of +3 to hit, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So it seems odd.
I suppose it depends, because at low levels, that like at level 2, they're both very good. But
well,
yes,
I mean,
I
agree. Yeah. If it's the -4 bit, not necessarily wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, I will quick check. We'll finish the stream in a second, but I will literally just check. So I'd like a copy of the revised PHB, just because it has a few random things that are helpful, just in the book rather than having to check somewhere else. It has 18 here as +2 +2 -4. Yeah, it looks like it's just bumped that down completely, as in a way, and then it creates tiers. Like there are 2 +3 tiers, 19 and 20, 3 +4 tiers, and 2 +5 tiers. So I kind of assume that's for that reason.
That makes
sense. You know what I mean? Like, as in that they just like, we'll just slightly vary it.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. I actually have to do that thing where I reboot the streaming page, because it's grayed out my end stream thing as if my channel's been taken over from me by Brazilian hackers, which it probably has been.
That's how
Yeah.
we're going to cheat the game, is we're going to hack your screen so that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that goblin actually died.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard can it be to hack Roll20? It seems to happen every other week, right?
I mean, why would you want to hack Roll20 though? It's like a reverse antivirus. It's a pro virus,
Yeah.
but for the hacker.
Well, it's not because I want to steal like personal information or anything. It's just because I want to fix the dice. I just want to cheat.
I'll end the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has gone. It's being weird, but I assume we're not live anymore. Oh, maybe we are. Are we still live, Alex?
I don't know. I've not been checking.
Just make
I've
sure
got
you
no idea.
Oh no, it is now ended. Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
how's
the
it?
thing where it just
How's it?
I was like, oh, it looks like it's